Hello everyone, this is Floxcat, and before we get started, there's actually two updates I want to share with y'all. First update is, yes, I need to apologize. I did promise, I kind of already said this already on my other social medias, but I just want to say this now. There won't be a Hue today. It will come soon. I'm almost done with the comic, and pretty much the reason why I'm holding off is I gotta write the final pages, but also the fact that really I'm having like a very big idea that I want to continue on my own, and it's something I want to do. It's actually something I want to complete in time. This time I'm gonna work hard on it, and it's kind of a personal project, not a big deal. I will give a hint. It's on my fan fiction site. Yes, it's a fan fiction, but it's actually kind of funny because it's something I want to do. With that being said, this leads into the second update, meaning that I won't actually be uploading a lot this week because I want to keep that drive in, but don't be fooled, there will be two videos soon of this week. This one and the other one being the Skylander one, because literally I just beat in the game and I want to talk about it. And I'll be recording that tonight when I get a chance. But for now, we all know why you all are here for. Mikey Lugo. Because, I gotta say for record, like, another thing I need to let you guys know, as always, I'm really a shot in the dark with all this, no pun intended. But things are just gonna be very interesting. However, despite it, there are a lot to go by. And it's actually very, very, very big. It is very huge. Pretty much like very big information on what's going on with the series. Kind of explain what happened last year, kind of thing. It's very interesting because the way Mikey did all this was very awesome. And his latest video that premiered last night was fantastic. It was hilarious, it was funny, which makes sense because his ARG is more lighthearted, similar to Grant's. However, what's even more big is it finally revealed a lot of big things that have been going on, and very much a big drama that has been spurring in his own ARG. And there's a bunch of other stuff that happening beforehand. Like I said earlier when I did an update on this whole situation, and I will talk about it in a bit, is the fact that I talked to the doctor and all that. Like, I literally did and got some information, which I'm not going to repeat all of it that I, discussed, but I will talk about what he did reveal. And also, going one step further, there's also now been a big thing that is related to even Grant's ARG, because apparently Naomi came up and said something that is incredibly crazy and nuts. But before we get all of that, let's talk about the first major thing that also you guys want me to talk about. My discussion with the doctor. Now, I already kind of talked about this earlier. In fact, in the playlist, if you're walking through a playlist, you're already seen the update. But I'll give you the clip notes on what happened. So, pretty much it happened towards the end of last year and near the beginning of this year, of course, happening in December, where the doctor actually talked to me. He finally talked to me because, I've been wanting answers. Apparently, here's what I know so far. Apparently, according to him, the master, which we saw, which apparently, like, I have a theory that he's inhabiting. The way, as the doctor put it, he's probably, in joke speaking, he's inhabiting Grant's body, and Grant probably doesn't know about it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. They can explain that part. But the reason why Grant is being the freaking the master is because, according to the doctor, which is one of Mikey's own personalities from a different timeline, apparently, the Master is an evolving entity that every century he will come back as a different person. Meaning that if he does die in one end, he will come back and be reincarnated. Now, how that works and how to explain that is going to be difficult as fuck, because I actually had to do probably had to do a whole separate video on explaining that shit, because it's not only Mikey Lugo own art that showcase this. There's tons of perfect examples of what this could mean, but the basic is the master is kind of an enemy towards the Mikey Lugo. Now, how big of an enemy he is or threat, we don't know, but he does reincarnate, and we'll just have to see what else. And yeah, I know you might be thinking, man, this has been a short conversation. I got a level with you. Some of my questions, they were answered, but obviously their answer, I don't know. The biggest one being, I asked him, what do you think Naomi is up to? But the doctor said he doesn't know. And it's definitely kind of big. However, we'll get into that in a bit. For now, let's actually do a quick rundown on everything that has happened towards the new video that was released by Mikey himself. So first off, the work and side note, as this explains, this thing go back in time pretty much a lot. And right here basically gives us an insight on the first video when Darken was appeared, hence the whole video, which actually can be found. The interesting part about it, though, is the fact that, according to Mikey, and this is during the actual timing of August, meaning last year, he said that, of course, Darken and him be a bit stale. And it's kind of interesting because it repeats why Darken exists, because of a nightmare that Mikey had. It is very interesting as he comments, this is pretty much getting stale and all that. And next up, then the video shows off Mikey talking to the group, saying that, like, giving them a pep talk, saying that, hey, we need to continue this candle and fourth wall work and blah, blah, blah. However, what's interesting is this is now, and if I have to do a theory, this is probably taking place in March. And I say that because, if I recall correctly, I'm actually trying to look it up, but this is before even August, is because of what's been going on. And throughout the video, it probably does go through months and months. And I say it's probably for March is because then, let me double check for this, because around May, according to the video, if I'm correct, they see some sort of cemetery. I'm not sure. Well, they're at a cemetery. I'm not sure when all this keeps taking place, but I know it took place in the summer, and I could back this up a lot. The reason why I say that is because of one singular thing. But even without it, if I had to do an estimate guess, judging by the daylight, it takes place either March or April, and then sooner or later just go up to the point of August. We're not going to go deep too much of that, but just note that yes, it does take place last year, and the biggest reason why I say that is because of this.
I think it's best to at least do something instead of doing nothing. Like, yeah. Suit yourself. I mean, we need to do something before people start questioning where the hell have you been. I mean, how many times that I have to go over this? We need to do something before they think that you're gone. Okay? I mean, you wanted to get something done and dealt with, don't you? What is it, Darken? What do you want to ask?
Are we gonna still exist? Like, whatever we're gonna do?
Well, I don't know how long I'm gonna make you do this stuff for, because again, it's whenever I want to at least keep you running, or at least keep you going. I mean, it's up to me, honestly. Like, I understand, and that's fine, but yeah, I'm not gonna leave you or like stop you. You know, you're part of the Mikey channel and stuff. I can't say anything else. Anyways, let me put this inside. You guys relax. You do whatever the hell you want. And, yeah. I don't know what to say. You look very different back than before. Before even you were you. Yeah. Anyways, we have these design models. So some of my friends and other people decided to give me these suggestions to at least give you the major updates and like the major ideas. So I decided to give you like some modern feeling because since you had all those old clothes that I've drawn for you, almost ruined, I decided to give you a new kind of look and at least new type of feeling. I hope you can understand that. It's for lighting, of course, because I know you got brought up by Naomi and GP Reeds. Yeah, they give me like a way to give you like how to change your colors and stuff, and how to really make you pop out more extremely colors and related to Darken. And yeah, they've been asking me about you for a very long time. I mean, the Naomis and Solar Corp. I don't know what's going on with Solar Corp, but that's on them. But yeah.
First of all, sorry about that because I screwed up the freaking timing, but then again, what you expect is the whole main video, deal with it. Second of all, more importantly, yeah, this was taking place, and if you guys recall my GP Reed theory videos and practically just every theory video up to this point about this whole entire shabam of combining ARGs kind of thing, you may recall that at the time I was the only person, and I still am, the only person who was saying I mean, that is the rudest way to put it, but to explain a little bit, back it up a little bit, this was at the time where apparently freaking GP Reed, or the company that Grant was with, along with Grant, was literally working with Naomi. However, after some weird bullshit happened, that is hard to explain, but you gotta watch my theory videos, he got kicked out literally kicked out like he came from a computer program or an ultra worm or something. And this does also back up a little bit because it makes sense, because for those who haven't been caught up yet, Darkin was somewhat still working with even the Naomi, and so was a little bit of actual Mikey Lugo, even Doctor a little bit. However, why this was the case, I don't know, but something happened. I still theorized it's because the company was being blackmailed, or they had something that the company don't. If you guys recall, there was that whole thing with the girl. But as for why Mikey did that, or Darken to be exact, I don't know. But this confirms, because that year was around the same timing we were hearing about it. I think that was also the same timing where freaking GB Reed was reacting to my freaking Pokey movie, which was around March. So because of that, I do theorize that this is either March or April. I could be wrong, but long story short, what I am right is this is happening last year before August. Either way, as you also heard from that conversation, like I said, they were pep talking and talking about how they can continue on. And by the way, I finally figured out a brand new character that I did miss, being something Ted. I could be wrong. I actually have to rewatch it a little bit. But there's a bird character and Lighten as well, which, if you guys recall, I miscalculated and thought that was a totally female character, even though he does sound like it, but they're all connected in some way. And pretty much, if I had to do a theory, Lighten and Darken represents both the good and dark versions of Mikey. And I say dark and not evil because Darken isn't a bad guy. You can tell he's not a bad guy. Many people think he is, but over time you can tell he's not a bad guy. Yes, he's been on my ass for some reason because I'm looking into this series, much as Naomi is when I'm looking into JP Reed. But literally, compared to them, Darken isn't a bad guy. He's just, the best way to put it is actually lost, is the perfect way. And actually, this video explains why, because pretty much... Okay, so the next scenes, like, the rest of the video is super easy to explain except for the crazy ending, and this part is just the whole Mikey business scenario that I can't even explain. In fact, I won't even spoil it because I have zero idea with it. Let's just say it involves different channel TV companies, even though we have seen this before being the PBS symbol. Why was that all the case? I don't know, but the only thing that was significant is they talk about Mikey Lugo for some reason, and Darkin, of course. But that's not important until it is, and it was just a weird ending. Like, you gotta watch it, it's funny. But the major point of the video is it showcased their falling out, or at least somewhat of falling out with Darkin and Mikey. Alright, the first thing to note is, the bird's name is Stan. And second of all, more importantly, apparently Mikey, all of them are trapped in a closet, not a homo reference. They actually are living in the closet, and Mikey is busy playing video games, and pretty much he's what every person, including myself, would do. Procrastinate. And yes, I do mean that even I procrastinate. I'm not ashamed of it, because really I do need to figure out and solve that issue, but yes, he is procrastinating. And I just love this scene. Like, let me just go ahead and play it for you, but it's kind of the most funniest scene here since we're at it.
I got nothing else to do and doing other shit. That doesn't make sense, Mikey. What are you doing?
Playing games?
Well, instead of playing games, actually help us out. We want to do something.
Alright, fine. Jeez, we can do that shit tomorrow.
You're gonna say that shit again.
Hey, I'm gonna promise this time.
You better, bitch.
Yeah, that's funny. Like, the fact that he, fourth wall break, the fact that he calls himself a bitch is funny as fuck, just saying. But yeah, and it gets even worse to the point where, and let me just even show this when it gets to the point. I'm also had to turn it down due to interesting things as it shows, but apparently even Darkin records him having ice cream, which is very interesting. But it also just he talks about, and I know I'm kind of brushing it off, I know there's probably more, but he's talking about how him and Mikey has been separated, and I know there's even more towards it, but that is actually the major thing that's going on. And then what I presume to be the last of April and beginning of May, don't hold me to it, we see them talking about with each other, including Stan and Lighten, about how, Mikey has been busy. And side note, this is probably taking place before college. And by the way, this whole blow the house up thing, apparently according to Mikey, it's supposed to be blown up. It's supposed to be a meme joke for it. I don't know, like the whole mind blown thing, boom. But anyways, they talk about how, they have to leave Mikey alone as he's pretty busy, but as we may have noticed, he's still playing video games or watching something or busy with his actual schoolwork. Because remember, he does involve his real life into this actual ARG, which makes sense because he's actually in college, by the way. This is a real fact. He is in college, which is very interesting. Then I presume this is May, and literally they're at a graveyard talking about the whole entire thing and what they do. And there's also people referring to things. There's nothing much. It's once again trying to talk to each other, trying to have a general conversation, but once again showcasing how they're having a fallout. However, there is one major thing, multiple major things to know. One, Naomi does appear in the live chat during this, which is very interesting. Second one that isn't really major, but I do want to add in, is the fact that it's kind of cool because in Fourth Wall Break, he actually revealed that his mother actually took him to record this scene, which is pretty cool that he involved his mother with this ARG. It's pretty cool, to say the least. The next thing, I presume taking place a little bit in June, or whenever, is him literally, poetically, as I can put it in a nice way, is having an artist block, where he's literally stuck in his room. There is even a song, which I can't play because I think might be in copyright, which I'm still surprised this video hasn't been copyright taken down, because whenever it comes to a freaking song that is a disc video, as I put it, that just have the, the cover of an album kind of thing. I'm surprised he didn't get copyright from that yet, but that's kind of also why I'm hurrying up doing this video now. But either way, it just shows how he's literally just stuck. And the symbolic references, he's literally at an artist's wall. He's literally stuck. Hence the phrase, I'm stuck in my room. Pretty good song, by the way. I highly recommend it. I forgot what it's called, but it is called I'm Stuck in My Room, but I forgot who the band is called. I'll probably send a link down below for the song. I highly recommend it. It's actually pretty good. And actually, he plays the entire song because it's actually short. It's like Lazy on a Sunday afternoon, but more shorter than that, which is crazy to say the least. I don't know. Then we get a weird scene talking about how Darkin is on the server. Something about wolfing these guys. I don't know. I know probably kind of accidentally doing ducks kind of thing or something. I don't know. But either way, they're talking to them. And he kind of feels like, to say the least. I don't know what this could be or what it mean, but if anyone knows, please tell me in the description down below or the comment section. Then we get to him at a art festival, and I'm skipping here a little bit because I want to show this scene, but this scene is pretty cool because even I remember this because Mikey earlier showed me this. And I'm kind of saying that now because now since it's out, I can kind of give you a fourth wall break kind of thing. But right now, who's talking in that video is his father, and it's pretty cool. He even talks about the whole paper mache. Well, not paper mache, but the character, which is actually pretty cool. Like I said, I'm actually kind of feel great for him that he's able to have his parents evolving around it, which is pretty cool. Now, the interesting part about that, though, is while the background of that part is pretty cool, the meaning behind it evolving with the ARG is, freaking Darkin is lost, and now he's deeply upset at the fact that Mikey kind of abandoned him. That's my theory on what's going on. It is even added with the fact of this part of the thing where Mikey, or Darkin to be exact, is giving him a very evil stare kind of thing. And it makes sense, too, because, he's really, annoyed by him. And, there's a lot of things going up, including also Stan and, of course, Lighten, which I think he does appear in this video. Well, in some way. You can tell by their faces they're worried kind of thing. Which makes sense because their resistance is based off of him, which is the whole point. So the last thing to point out, and it's kind of a major one, is the fact that apparently we get more confirmation on who this 3D version of Mikey is. Turns out this was actually going to be a replacement to Darkin as a 3D form, which explains why he abandoned him in some way. Now, obviously, he didn't truly abandon him, so I'm actually just going to call him the Beta Mikey. Mostly because it's much more sense, and there's actually a referment to a Beta Mikey, or a Beta Darkin, but we're just going to refer to him as Beta. And apparently, there's nothing much to say about that one yet. The only last thing I can remember is the whole PBS guy. Like I said, I'm keeping that spoil free because it's just a weird coincidence. But like I said, that PBS guy did appear before, and, so far that's it. And they're questioning about, Darkin. And yeah, that's pretty much what this video is basically about, kind of revealing what happened last year. Mostly because last year, things were a bit hazy because we're going back to our daily lives, and we still are, but, major thing involving a word called 19, globally speaking. But it does show, the major part of this whole video and the point of it all, even though it does have some good Easter egg references, is it shows that last year and that Darkin was kind of literally on the edge because Mikey kind of abandoned him. This would explain a lot. This would explain why he was kind of on edge on Discord, and a bunch of things would explain why he was on edge when I came into the picture, especially later on. And it's kind of very interesting to say the least. But yes, that is in fact what was going on, and it's kind of actually hurts, but you can kind of see it's a pretty good story so far. And it kind of also explained where they are at. Now, as on where are they at with the Naomi part, Okay, I gotta be honest. The next thing I gotta show you. The next thing I gotta show you is probably the most biggest what the fuck thing I have ever, including also connecting to the whole GP Reed thing, because it's the most insane thing yet involving this story. And you thought even the whole freaking Naomi Cat thing was already bullshit enough. Even though, jokingly speaking, I do jokingly like it, but still, it's bullshit. Holy crap, this is probably the most dumbest and most insane thing yet I have seen in this ARG. And so far, I've been through a lot with this ARG, involving also with Grant's own ARG. But guess what Naomi said after that video? That's literally what the actual fuck. She literally said underneath this video, I'm not joking, we need to talk about our baby, Mikey Lugo. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. What the actual motherfuck? Because what? I mean, to say the least, that is the most interesting thing on a standstill for both ARGs, because what? What baby? What the flying fuck did that mean? What baby? Like, I mean, that is the most weirdest thing ever, and, you know, again, thankfully, fourth wall break, this is obviously ARG, what you expect, but what? And I don't think she means the actual Mikey, and if she does, then holy crap, that's even weirder. But she might be referring to Darkin and her, or not even or at least Red, because remember, Naomi isn't a person. Naomi is actually a group of people, and I think it is referring to Red. I really don't know. Like, it's even weirder because one thing I did skip a little bit, but it's not that important, is they actually do mention about the pink hair girl in this video, or yeah, I think it was the magenta or pink hair, which if you recall from the ARG of Grant going on right now, that is a situation. But the fact that she said that, like, my mind is questioning on a bunch of like, and even then it's getting even weirder because right now, even though I'm not going to show this because I don't know what to expect, to say the least, but right now there's something going on with the Tartarus Discord server. I'm not always there, of course. I am connected to it. I'm not always there, but I have to see for myself what's been going on. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Like, okay, like, oh man. It's one of the reasons why I love this ARG, because it's not actually dark, it's actually fun, to be honest. But yeah, to make a long story short, the Master is apparently an entity who literally go through, he goes through a reincarnation of every century, apparently, and he is the enemy of Mikey Lugo. They're actually the main antagonists, although now Naomi is kind of also their antagonist. They also had something doing with Naomi, but their part is unknown. Similar to GB Reed, but we do know a little bit what's been going on with that end. Pretty much this whole video was about how Darkin, during last year, started losing trust with Mikey. And then finally, pretty much, I guess, Darkin and Naomi had a baby or something. Like, there's gotta be some more detailed contents to that saying. I think Mikey can definitely explain in the comment section down below, because he always does in my videos, what the hell that means. But I don't care if I'm wrong about the whole dating thing, even date or time thing involving that past, which it could be just taking place in 1 month of August or in the past. But what the hell is the baby part? That's something I want to know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And there's nothing much to say about it, other than the last bit, and it's definitely crazy to say the least with the whole baby thing. But yes, and again, one more thing, I am super sorry for being late on this. I was going to do it last month, but I'm glad I hold off, because I think the talking to the doctor thing should have been waited. I should have Luckily, I did wait it on that because this video was big on its own, and it definitely revealed a lot. Where it will go with even GP Reed's own ARG with freaking Naomi, I have no idea, but yeah, long story short, at the end of the day, apparently Mikey, Lugo, or Darkin have a baby with Naomi in some kind. I don't think in a sexual way, but whatever the fuck that means. But anyways, yes, this has been Floxcat, and I'm definitely snapping out of here. Bye-bye.